Welcome. Thank you for joining us today for another frightening video. Today's subject is terrifying audio recordings. From horrific 911 calls to strange sounds coming from the sky, these recordings will leave most viewers with an eerie feeling. We have collected what we believe to be the most disturbing and scary audio recordings on the web. You will hear these clear with headphones, but be warned if using headphones, the sounds can be quite confronting. Let's get into it. Annelise Michelle. Annelise Michelle was a German woman who was living a normal life until she became burdened with epileptic seizures. She was treated with medication for her ailment for over 5 years, but her condition began to become worse. It was at this point that Annelise and her family requested that the Catholic Church become involved. Michelle's symptoms had begun to escape the bounds of what might fit into an epileptic seizure. The priest that was sent to check on Annelise became convinced that she was possessed with multiple demons. The following recording are the actual voices that would emanate from Michel during the exorcisms.
Sind wir schon 3?
Was er soll schreiben?
Im Namen des dreifaltigen Gottes, des Vaters, im Namen des dreifaltigen Geistes, befehle ich dir auszufahren und nicht.
Dirtbag 112. Marau Murray was a young woman that went missing after she had mysteriously emailed her professors at university telling them that she had a death in the family. She did not have a death in her family and without explanation took off in her car from Massachusetts to New Hampshire. No one knows where her intended destination was. The only thing known is that she disappeared from her vehicle on the side of a secluded road during a snowstorm in New Hampshire. During the initial search, Mara's father was recorded by the news asking for her safe return, in which he asked the dirtbag who took her to come forward. On the 8th anniversary of Murray's disappearance, a user with the handle Dirtbag112 posted the following video to YouTube. Dirtbag is, of course, in reference to Mara's father calling the perpetrator a dirtbag, and the number 112 is referencing the street number of the road where Murray vanished. The video is sick and chilling. Vladimir Komarov, space recording. During the space race, both the United States and the Soviet Union were putting massive resources into their space programs. While we can find many recordings from NASA during this era, the Soviet Union was much more secretive. Two brothers in Turin, Italy, had become quite adept at tuning their shortwave radio. That day, in April of 1967, the brothers captured the following recording of Vladimir Komarov falling in his space capsule, knowing that he was about to die. In the recording, he is speaking of being scared and extremely hot. He speaks of the mission not being ready and curses his superiors for sending him on a mission that would end in his death. Later, the Soviet Union would release information claiming that the crash was simply a failed satellite that fell to Earth. The recording is both tragic and haunting. Area 51 caller. In December of 1997, famous radio host Art Bell would receive one of his most haunting calls to his show Coast to Coast AM. The caller claims to be a former employee of Area 51, and the man seems genuinely terrified. Not long after the call begins, the call is cut off and the radio station encounters a complete blackout as well. Was someone trying to keep this man from telling more than he already had? Let's take a listen.
Line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
Well, you can't spend a lot of time on the phone, so give us something quick.
Okay. Okay, what we're thinking of as aliens, Art, they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
I started getting...
In some way, something knocked us off the air, and we're on a backup system now.
It's the government, or...
I don't know.
It has to be something, though.
Well, did you hear... Now, you tell me, because you were listening.
That was awful strange.
There was a really weird guy on the air when it went off?
Yeah. Real weirded out.
Like, going... Sort of sounding paranoid,
yeah.
schizophrenic.
Like crying and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And how far into the conversation was it when it went off?
Just a couple, about 15, 20 seconds, I'd say.
Oh, you guys missed, you really missed a call then, and I've got a feeling somebody didn't want you to hear it.
Yeah. Because it was really strange. All of a sudden I'm hearing Mark Furman, and when I
Frantic 911 caller. The following 911 phone call is what nightmares are made of. The caller is a young mother with her child. As you will hear, she is calling because a man is trying to get into her home. The woman ends up being assaulted. I will let the video tell the rest of the story.
Police department. The man is trying to break in my door. I don't know who he is. He said let me in.
He's doing what?
He's trying to break in my door.
What is your address? What's your name, ma'am?
Karen.
Karen, I want you to stay on the telephone, okay?
Okay.
Where are you now?
I locked the front door and I'm upstairs in the bedroom.
Is there anyone with you?
No, just my baby.
Karen, are you still there?
He's in the house. He broke through the door.
He broke in. Karen, are you still there?
Uh-huh.
Shut the bedroom door. Lock it if you can and come right back to the phone.
He's at the door.
What?
He's at the door. He's here. He's here.
Are you still with me?
Uh-huh.
Tell him you've got the police on the phone.
I've got the police on the phone. Who are you? Why are you here?
He's in the bedroom with her.
I've got the police on the phone. I've got the police on the phone. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why? Why?
Karen?
Karen.
Thank you all for joining us for today's video. We really appreciate all of your support. Please like, subscribe, share, and post a comment. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of our content. Until the next one.